Now we are going to discuss one of the important aspects of measurements of pressure. In that, yes, there are some devices which are being used to measure the pressure. So one of the simplest form of devices is manometers. So the manometers are commonly classified into three categories. One is a piezometer, U-tube manometer, single column manometer. Is shown here. So if you want to find a pressure at this point, simply a glass tube where one end is connected to the pipe and another is open to atmosphere required. This same thing we call it as a piezometer. Similarly, if you want to measure pressure in a tank, yes sir, this is how we are taking the advantage of the column of water in the glass tube, thereby we are calculating the pressure at this point. Now, once again, piezometer. It is already explained, it is the simplest form of manometer used for measuring glass gauge. So already we discussed the gauge, there are gauge pressure, vacuum pressure, absolute pressure. So this piezometer only gives the gauge pressure. So how do we find the gauge pressure? So simply the rise of liquid in meters or centimeter at that point will help us to calculate the pressure at this point. Suppose at a point A, say the height of the liquid is H in piezometer, then the pressure PA at this point is calculated by this hydrostatic equation rho GH. Yes, what is rho? It is the density of working liquid, working fluid. If at all water is flowing in the pipe, yes, we need to consider density or any oil, whatever the thing. So G is the universal acceleration due to gravity. And what is head? Head is the height of liquid or the rise of liquid in piezometer. And yes, now another device is U-tube manometer. In the definition of the title itself, yes, the tube looks like a U-tube. One end is connected to a point at which I need to or we need to find the pressure, and the other end is free to atmosphere. So the uniqueness of this compared to piezometer is generally this tube contains two liquids. One is the heaviest liquid and another is the working liquid. So generally the heaviest liquid generally we use is mercury, and the working fluid is maybe oil or whatever it is. So the principle, okay, the same thing is shown in an attractive figure where the tube contains mercury or any other liquid whose specific gravity, yes, is greater than the specific gravity of the working. To understand how U-tube manometer works, you need to understand the hydrostatic pressure. Consider a U-shaped tube filled with a blue liquid. We are all surrounded by atmospheric, and atmospheric pressure is on all sides. Let us find the pressure on top layers of the fluid indicated by two black dots. The pressure will be same and equal to atmospheric pressure. Now we know the pressure at upper layer of the fluid. What about the bottom layer of the fluid? What is the pressure on the red dots? It seems the pressure would be greater than atmospheric pressure due to additional weight of the fluid. So the pressure is atmospheric pressure, fluid pressure due to additional height where rho is the density of the water. The same principle applies at the right side of the tube. So pressure in the both sides is equal to each other. Now let us calculate the pressure at 3 points. P1 is equal to P2. They are at atmospheric pressure. P3 is equal to P4 as both are at the same height H1. The same thing is for P5 is equal to P6. Under hydrostatic, the pressure is same at all points on a horizontal scale in a given fluid, regardless of geometry, provided that the points are interconnected with the same fluid. Now, what is the pressure in a multi-layer fluid? Is P1 is equal to P2? It seems the fluid is not connected from P1 to P2, so the pressure won't be equal. So when they will be equal, the point must lie on the same horizontal and must be interconnected by the same fluid. Again, P3 is equal to P4. Of course they are, because they are connected by the same fluid. With this knowledge, we can establish a jump from one liquid which we are interested to measure. For example, as was told, gauge pressure. How do I measure gauge pressure of a U-tube manometer? Suppose let A is the point at which pressure is to be measured. This is a pipe system. Now let consider a datum at the junction of the working liquid and the junction of the heavy liquid. So draw this is imaginary line. So let H1 is the height of heavy liquid above that junction, that imaginary datum line. Let H2 is also noted as the height of heavy liquid above the same datum line. Now, yes, because there are two liquids, yes, already in fluid properties, let S1 is the specific gravity of liquid, working liquid S1 or light liquid, and S2 is the specific gravity of heavy liquid. Now, as the pressure is same so this datum line is not imaginary line. Here, if you see, the pressure at this point is same. Here also the pressure at this point is same. That is the uniqueness of datum line. You can't choose the pressure, the datum line as you want. Okay. So because we are taking the advantage or the knowledge of the Pascal away, the pressure above the horizontal datum line access in the left column of the U-tube manometer and in the right column of U-tube should be same as per the Pascal's law. Now, so the same Pascal's law, if I want to know the pressure above excess datum in the left column, so simply I must add PA, pressure which I am interested, plus left column is let the H1 is height of the light liquid and density and G. So the similarly the equation 1 is showing the equation where PA plus ρ1 G1 H1 height of the light liquid. Similarly, pressure above excess in the right column. If you see in the right column, so yes, we could able to see the heavy liquid and the atmospheric pressure. Because this is gauge pressure, atmospheric pressure we are not considering. So this is nothing but the density of the heavy liquid ρ2, acceleration due to gravity G, and this is H2, height of that liquid H2. So as per the Pascal's law, the height of the liquid at both points should equal or should be same. So in that aspect, I am equating the pressure due to this working and the pressure due to this heavy liquid. So PA plus ρ1 GH1 is equal to the ρ2 GH2. So this is my final. So to the PA, this is my required need to be calculated. PA is equal to ρ2 GH2 minus ρ1 GH1. Yes, The simple manometers also can be used to calculate vacuum pressure also. This figure is showing the same as the previous diagram. Okay, this is a pipe system where U-tube manometer is connected. So, for measuring vacuum pressure, the level of heavy liquid in the manometer. So, suppose the level of the heavy liquid is shown like this. Now, we are also once again considering the Pascal's law. Pressure above a datum line of the left column and the right column should be same. So, on the right column you see yes, PB plus rho GH1 plus rho 2H2 is equal to what is the pressure above AA of the left column of the right column. Yes, you can see only atmospheric, it is atmospheric pressure only, but we are considering atmospheric as 0, so it is 0. Now equating these two, PB is nothing but minus, because yes, it should go minus rho 2GH2 minus rho 1GH. Now the same problem with respect to the previous concept is shown here. Here the right limb of a simple U-tube manometer containing mercury is open to the atmosphere, while the left limb is connected to a pipe in which a fluid of specific gravity 0.9 is flowing. The center of a pipe is 12 centimeters below the mercury in the pipe. Find the pressure of fluid in the pipe. The difference of mercury two limbs is 20. Now first of all, for the given data we must write. What is given data? The specific gravity of a working fluid is 0.9. So S1 is equal to 0. So we must know, we must find what is density. So density is nothing but yes, specific gravity into standard fluid 1000. So what is the density? It is 900 kg per cubic meter. Now also the density, another liquid is there, mercury. The density of mercury is given as 13.6, and the density or specific gravity, specific gravity of mercury is 13.6, and the density you can work out. You know that 13.6 to standard, it is density. Now also they have given mercury level difference. The mercury, this is a mercury, what is the level difference? Mercury, it is 20 centimeter, or if you convert 0.2 meter. Height of fluid above AA. So height of fluid above AA is not given. So we can work out. It is nothing but 20 minus 12. How much it is? Yes, it is 0.0. So this height is not given, but based on the given data we can deduct, and 20 minus 20 is 0.0. Now all the parameters we got. Now equating the pressure above AA. So we must equate the pressure above AA data. Now we know that this P is the required pressure. P plus rho GH1 is equal to P rho 2 GH2. Rho 2 GH2. Yes. Now P is the required pressure we need to find out. We know the density of this 900, G is 9.81, H1 is this height which is not given. We worked out here 0.08 meters. That must be equal to, yes, we know the specific density or specific gravity. It is 13.6 into 1000 into 9 into 0.2 meters. Once again I am telling, please use only SI system. If anything centimeters given, convert into meters. Use meters. Please do not use directly 20 centimeters. As all units are in for PE, we can work out as 25,977